say, well, this is great as long as you leave this out, put this in. She wanted it to be hers, and that's so she kept writing and rewriting it, hoping that the changes would be minimal.
That's right.
The executives would make to say, you've got to reach a large audience to make it worth it for us.
That's right, that's right. And to be able to choose like this route that I've taken, you know, I have to do a lot of the work myself. I had to figure out which programs to buy to do the layouts for the books, and I type all the books myself and do all of the design inside and outside myself. And it's hard to work that way, but it's more gratifying in the end that, you know, you created something yourself.
You mean you haven't formed a team of people with graphics and people?
Well, I have a lot of people who help me out with graphics and websites and camera things like that. I try to find people from my neighborhood who are interested in this type of things, and also help them to get them off of the street and get them involved more in like positive things. You know, like say like on a Friday night, instead of, you know, going out and getting drunk and getting high and things like that, we'll have a group of people who might, you know, sit down together and discuss, you know, how a cover is going to look and help me to do things like that. So that's a way I've been able to help, you know, people in my community. One way that I've tried to, you know, get them away from drugs and things like that, just to get them involved in something that they believe in and feel positive about.
And it gives you a feeling of kind of comfort that there are people around you helping you.
It does.
That you've got some people who accept what you say and even embrace it.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Anybody remember when we were reading about Ben Franklin's life? Didn't he have a group that, remember this?
Sure, they're called.
What were they called? Anyone? Show Jason how smart we are. Huh? The Apron Club. That might have been one of the clubs before. The Junto was, I was thinking of that. I don't know if the Apron Club was another thing, but the Junto that he formed was like-minded people, and they all got together and discussed things. And even Isadora, when she was going around from city to city, receiving cold rejections a lot of times from the theater managers, she'd have her family that was around her mother playing the music and so forth. So everybody needs a little help from their friends.
That's right, that's right. And I've been open with Welcome Arms. Like I take these books and I travel all around the country to book shows and things like that. And I sit at a table like this and I sell them to people, and I really, you know, it's a good experience for me and for them when I see young people come up to me and they relate to my stuff. A lot of them will say, we've never seen an author who looks quite like you know what I mean? So they get immersed in my work, and the best part for me is that when someone buys my book and they'll write me a note like a few months later and say that, you know, I was really having these problems with drugs and things like that, and they'll write me a letter and say that because of, you know, some of the decisions I seen a girl from one of your stories take and the life that she ended up having. And, you know, I've been trying to, you know, take it easy and get help with my problems and things like that. So that's really the best part for me, and one of the main reasons why I do this is just to help people my age like find themselves. That's like the biggest thing of like this whole project.
You do it through stories and poems.
That's right. Yeah, my poetry is really it's different from a lot of the old American literature type stuff. Like in my school, we read a lot of like Emily Dickinson and Robert Frost and Walt Whitman and things like that. And my poems are very different because I don't try to, you know, a lot of the poetry you read, they kind of like disguise the main thing that they're talking about and use all these fancy words and things like that. A lot of my poetry is narration type things, and it comes from, you know, I was brought up on rap music and things like that, so a lot of my lyrics and stuff that I put down here are in a form where I'm telling a story, and, you know, it may say one thing and there's different messages and meanings behind the story, but I find like a lot of poets will write for one type of audience, whether it be a real, like, an educated audience and things like that. I really try to write for people who might not even have ever had a chance to go to college. That's like my real main audience and things like that.
Do you find you're getting away from that audience by going to college yourself? I mean, do you find that there's a danger of losing touch with the people on the streets as you yourself take more literature courses?
Sure. Well, what I try to do, my main reason for going to college, and a lot of people in my circle that I'm around push me to go, is just try to learn as much as I can as a person, as far as the art of writing and publishing and things like that, but I always try very hard. I'm unique in my college because I'm from a place that a lot of people in my classroom have never been. So when I go to college, I try to bring my perspective from the world into the classroom, and I always will try never to leave my main audience. That
when you say they've never been, a lot of your classmates to a place, where do they come from?
well, a lot of my classmates and stuff are from well-off families. Maybe they come from the suburbs and things like that. So I'm one of the few people in a lot of my classes who are from the city of Boston and have grown up here and things like that. So that's one thing I just like to bring into the classroom, just bring my view, an urban view and things like that, and just really, to see that you can go to college and try to learn, keep learning and stuff, but it's very important for me to give back to the people who will never get the opportunity or have the money to be able to go to college.
Right. And as we saw,